Welcome to Albion TV's live coverage of ZVZ battles and the Primetime battle slot at 18 UTC. Gosh, that's a mouthful of stuff to say, but I'm here with RobinhoodRS and the great Bogul, and we're going to be watching some ZVZs and some Primetime battles. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Right off the back of the Alliance announcements, but we'll get into that later on.
Oh, we got, well,
You know. But we
mhm.
got a lot of action filled in for this time slot today. A lot of outer ring action. Not a lot of Don't really want to focus on PoE and Squawk today.
Well, we've seen a
Hopefully.
lot of them, and I think it'll be more interesting in the next week as these guys start to figure out what they're going to do
Yeah.
with this alliance announcement. I guess we should, while we're watching Arch right, well, actually Surf right now, try to engage Arch, I believe. Let's talk about. I mean, it's going to affect Arch a lot. Let's talk about this alliance announcement. It said what? 300 players in an alliance, same cap as guilds.
Yep.
2 hours ago it was announced. Altharian went to the forums and wrote a long thing. I'm sure you might have seen it. If you haven't, I'll link it on Twitch chat. But it's
You're linking it now into Twitch chat, and they're
no,
gonna be
I'll
like,
wait a few
"What's
minutes.
okay, you wait. Yeah, wait 15 minutes so that you can time this properly. Oh my God, the storm this has created. I'll be honest. I thought I'd have more messages about this. I guess the people who are happy about it aren't messaging me. Only the very angry 3 or 4 people.
Disgruntled.
Yeah, the people who are like just unhappy have messaged me. But I don't know. I have mixed feelings. I really like the idea of doing this as a test. I think if you're going to rip off the Band-Aid, do it quick. Do it rough, you know. Don't continually nerf it more and more and more as like a slow, situation. Just do it quick. And then anything that changes from here will be seen as a positive change in the direction to help people out instead of more negative, more negative. No, this is as small as it's going to get. I mean, I don't think they're going to cap alliances at 200 people. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of effect this has, and it's going to be taking place right before Invasion Day, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
TLDR is that on February 26th, which is in 2 weeks from now.
Mm-hmm.
The Alliance number cap will be put to 300. And then that is, as you said, right before that day.
Yeah, this is going to be a really weird situation because I believe that's also the day I leave.
Where?
I'm
What?
going to PAX East.
Oh.
I'm not going to be here to report on the fallout of this. I'm not going to be here for the invasion. If I do cast the invasion, it will be from PAX and the floor at PAX, which I don't know if is going to happen yet. We're still trying to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a change that I am very excited for. I mean, whether it's a positive or negative, whatever happens, it's an exciting change. And these are the kinds of things I'm super into watching. I like to see things happen like this. So I don't like being away when this goes down. But at the same time, it'll be interesting for me to watch when I get home. Maybe it'll be a good thing not to be here for it and be like, whew, thank God I wasn't here for that. Or it'll be, an absolutely crazy, amazing thing that will turn out to be the most action-packed weekend ever. It could go either way. You never know. But that's why you have to try it out. Clearly, the audience, the players wanted something to change, right? They voted overwhelmingly to get rid of alliances, 80%, right?
Yep. Just to cut you off here, we look like we're about to go live on a ZVZ. I will give you a name.
Oh, please do.
It's going to be a 3-way fight by the looks of it. If the Lions Alliance actually takes the fight, Solid are up here. It looks like 2 groups or a couple groups actually. Vastly Superior, Remind, and some others. But Lions just went inside. Nope, they're running north. Some went in the hideout. Some are splitting north. And just to the zone southwest, there was also a blob of about 30 or so Tea Party. with the objective, it seems, to destroy that hideout. And never mind, it looks like all these blobs are splitting up and like, we don't want to fight. So,
Well, do you blame him after what we just saw before we went on air?
yeah, but that was a completely different guild.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I know. But like, if that kind of thing has happened, we just saw Commissariat, and I want to say it was like 30 players of Commissariat hanging out on a territory, trying to take it or hold it. I think it was the situation. And Arch came in from two sides, and I've never seen 30 players get one-shotted before. But they were dead in 3 seconds. All of them. There was nothing left. I've never seen anything like that. I give Arch a lot of crap, but they just destroyed Commissariat. Just blew them up.
Yo, I take this back. It looks like we are actually going to get action here. Solid Alliance have 6% debuff compared to the who was the other group? Damn it.
7% now. They're
the other group are on 11%, so there's a slight number advantage.
Yeah,
but
you got to find good ground.
Yep. It looks like Malaise is leading the charge here as their shot caller, but we'll stick on Adnid as he is a Grovekeeper tank.
They are fun to watch.
In a very nice gear, by the way. He's in 7-2 Grovekeeper. I'm hoping that's not my log that Malaise gifted him, because I do have a 7-2 log in Malaise's hands that was
crafted by RobinhoodRS.
God, no! God damn it, dude.
Bogle, press I.
I did.
Click on that.
Sure.
Good.
Yo, you better put that to good use, Show. No pressure on this guy. It looks like they're playing a little bit of wrap around the rosy here. It looks like Lions lost them.
Oh, they've demounted here.
Oh. They have a...
Lions are split, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. I think a group zone in southeast by accident, and then there's the remaining force to the northwest, and Solid are going to take the fight here. They're going to challenge them. They're all dismounted, ready to go. Overcharges are popping. Looks like they haven't noticed that blob to the southwest rotating around behind them.
They got to be careful. Those are the dangerous plays.
Kills here, but it looks like they have noticed now.
Yeah, they're wrapping back around.
Wrapping back around to the southeast here. Nice little camland, but no follow-up engage by DPS.
I like what Punch Play is doing here, following them down as well, wrapping it, like bringing the top group down.
A very nice camland engage, followed by 2 Galatine Clappers on top. Make that 3. Massive engage there. A lot of Lions just dropped to the floor.
Adam, wow, those guys really just ate some nice claps.
But as that happened,
now there's a southern wave. Yeah,
it looks like Remain got hit from behind as well, as you can see by the party UI. A lot of skulls to the south, and it would have been Solid's backline that just got clapped and engaged on. As the tanks start wrapping around to the northwest here, trying to get that vision back on them. No Night Helms popped up with that Soul Cipher engagement.
Oh, this is going to be
they're caught here. It's bad.
Yeah, this is rough.
No Locusts at the front.
Return as well. It did slow it up. That slowing up effect may have. And look at that clump they caused. Where's the follow-up? Where's the nice pressure and DPS on that clump? They may have just bought themselves some time.
Yep.
They can heal here. It didn't win them the fight by any means, but it did buy them some time.
Yep, so both Zergs are backing off for their heals, their fallen resets going down. That Clapper didn't really kill much but himself on that engage.
That was rough for him.
That's what you don't want to do. A nice Grovekeeper stun. Where's the follow-up damage? A lot of Grovekeepers flying in, but
they're all really low though. That was a nice camland by the guys from Lions. Well done. Follow-up on point too, and here come the return soul sites. Look at that. Okay, nothing from the soul sites.
But that Judy armor really did save that group at the front there. A nice full-in reset by their healer.
Saved a couple of them.
Inside, boosted the heal output there by the healers. So very nice. Looks like they're just wrapping around. I don't think they have. Do they have any healers? Oh, I see one healer. Everyone's really low here.
Yeah, this is
these tanks need to bully those bruisers, but they go screw it. We're engaging on their front line. Locusts come down 4 Lions, so it mitigates a lot of their damage and their debuffs. So and then it looks like a full engagement.
Yeah,
And
I don't
this
think
looks like
this
it's about
worked
to
out
be
well. Yeah.
GG for a solid here.
Poor Solid. That was a bad time to turn, especially into the tank line. And they got
Yep.
no kills in that tank line. All their cooldowns were wasted. They used up their DPS. They never even had anything left to give a frightening push towards the mid line that came pouring through. All that CC was on point, and now it's just cleanup.
And that one bruiser that you saw, I'm trying to catch his name. It began with A. It was literally he was literally in Solid's like Zerg just by himself, just letting off all his spells, and they were doing nothing to him. Like there were no punishment, so this guy was free roaming on their Zerg and just putting pressure on pressure, and it's just wasting their heals. So in the end, as you can see, all these tanks are running around half HP with no heals because of one bruiser in that whole entire fight was just able to constantly engage and have no punishment on him. So
You can't have that.
it's a nice fight to watch, but you need to control the people inside of you if you're gonna be able to try and kite and re-engage like that. And
Don't do it,
just,
Adnid. It's not worth it,
Adnid.
Adnid.
We're watching you, dude.
Adnid, don't do this. If he gets caught now,
Wonder if
I
there
don't
was
think he
any loot
will.
in there. It
But
looks like there was.
there might be. I just
there
worry
was.
when I
I
see
just looked at
anybody
the loot
getting
log.
off and doing this when they should be leaving.
Yeah.
Now they're scouted. Yeah, you need to
I think they have enough. Oh, that blob's moving quick.
It's very it can collapse
Don't
on top
get greedy
of you very
here.
fast, man. It's not worth it.
Oh,
It's not worth it. Orsi is already demounted and right next to you. Oh,
Orsi.
you got oh!
Here we go. Another one.
I was gonna say he was getting away with your Grovekeeper,
but
the greed. Oh, he did.
He lives. He lives.
Does he live him?
He will live. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's spend a minute though to talk about the reason why we actually came to the zone in the first place. We came to look at the hideout from Sancta Inquisito of 1941 with 1 out of 2 defense points or defender points, but actually there was no attack to that territory.
Correct.
So it's just
it's very questionable because that's a 1941 Alliance hideout, and the Lions were actually using it as a base. And actually, there's 3 more minutes left on until the attack can actually happen with hammers. So I take everything back. I don't know. We might see something happen there. Also in this zone,
fights,
in Scuttle St. Paul's, Lions has a hideout in construction phase 2. So that's going to be vulnerable to attack and be destroyed potentially. Like fully destroyed. We'll see. I'm going to hop around and check the... what was his name?
Lucky Lucker.
Yeah. He's just chilling on the territory. So I'm going to go check some other zones. We had quite a few zones actually. Was that Russian? And a nice fight. Oh wow. Arch is just chilling here with 14% debuff in this zone. No fight. Looks like they're just waiting to channel the claim onto Far Shore Cape territory. Let's have... Because we saw Archblob down here, didn't we? And then we also saw the was it the Surf Alliance coming in pretty strong, running through this zone? I think it was.
Yeah, we didn't quite cast it at the beginning, but you might have seen it there. So what's Albion Choppers doing here? Let's see. The territory is under attack. Albion Choppers is attacking, so they will launch that attack on the Angry Nerds level 3 hideout here.
Yep.
Something to watch for tomorrow.
So
Cool.
yep, tomorrow it looks like there's going to be content, and I'm currently watching Arch also have another really nice sized blob. It's making its way to Stone Lake Hillock. I don't know where their final destination's going to be.
Well, we're about to see Poe versus Squawk. If you want to watch that, I know we didn't want to watch it if it was just a bit of ring around the rosy, but it looks like it's a collapse onto a group in a territory. We have Syndic versus King Mojo right now.
Okie dokes. Let me find a name real quick. I guess we can hop on to Syndic.
He's on a mammoth in the midline. The action would be better from a frontline Squawk player, actually, because they are surrounded currently. And it does look like Syndic is looking... He might be moving back. I guess his guys are mounting up after an engagement on the territory. I still see some death in the back line here.
Got Dankers, frontline Grovekeeper tank. But it looks like they're just holding territory here. Oh, they're mounting up.
Yep, I think that might have been...
They are chasing.
I'll keep going around to other zones if you guys want to take a look on that. I don't want to follow these guys playing Ring Around the Rosy if that's what's
going to be happening here. Yeah, it looks like
there is an ongoing attack from Sex with X in the zone right southwest of this.
Artista?
I don't know if that's where they are going. River Corps
Artista
path.
is in Bulwark. Let's see who else we got. That's a name we can go to.
Map just bug out. Oh no.
You said in the crossing or path, Bogul?
I am in crossing on Dankers right now. If you look at the map of the minimap, you see that southwest of this zone there is the River Corps path, and that has an ongoing
post. Yeah, I don't know about an engagement here. It does look like Poe is running, or PoE is running from the previous zone to the next one. I don't think they're even stopping here. Well, maybe they are going to stop here at the territory. Some seems to be moving on, some to be going into the territory. Yeah, they're splitting their forces here.
Yep. They may be shifting over to the desert map northwest.
Well, Artista is not that far away in the Bulwark, so I don't know if he was coming towards Sunfang Ravine or if he was going towards River Copes Crossing. If he goes to the ravine, he could cut off this force, but if he goes into the crossing, he's basically going in with more squad already, and that would be just further behind. Nope, we do have Poe and Squawk. We have Yaga of PoE, and who do we have from Squawk? We have somebody from Squawk.
I am watching Artista, and he is sort of on top a bunch of PoE guys, trying to engage a little bit in River Corps path. They just pushed slightly into the Hammer and Sickle hideout here, but now they're dealing with guards and they trying to figure out if they want to take this, but it looks like they're just turn around.
Looks like they're just mounting
in front of it, yeah.
Okay, looks like there's going to be a fight here.
Yeah, I do see
Syndic is Artista.
Okay, let's hop on Artista. Yeah, that's we don't get to watch from his point of view very often.
The French warrior himself. He's are they outnumbered here? It looks like they are. Artista
it looks like they are, yeah.
We're going in for engage on the northeast. PoE might get caught off guard here with this engage if Sex with X follows it with any damage, but
not enough.
Not enough. It looks like they may just get run over here.
Yeah, they Velocity is doing work there on top of Artista. It's not.
Artista's just trapped.
Yeah.
His boys just left him to die.
Yep. Straight up. And he
that
didn't
was
run on the
not the play.
path, though. That was an interesting choice. Oh, nice catch of 2 guys, but you're not going to make it, Artista.
Wow.
Bye, my friend. Oh.
That was a weird one.
Yep. I think that was to try to see if you look to the northeast, you see another group just entered the zone. I imagine that's Squawk, and they were trying to engage long enough to keep Poe engaged, but I don't think it worked out for him.
Yeah, that's Blue Army's main group coming in on the northeast.
King Mojo coming in from the northeast here, supposed to keep them engaged long enough to hold them in place. Not, I don't know. I think
I am on. I'm following Dankers right now.
Okay, let's hit up the Dank.
He's pretty much at the territory. Is this their whole? Wow. Okay. They don't have many people in this zone. And the queue isn't activated, so that's not the issue. I'm wondering.
I think Poe already left.
If they split, because they know that they would have went to the desert zone northwest, right? And then northeast of that is where
there was already PoE in the next zone, and there was already Squawk in that zone as well, so that they were already kind of running into each other.
Looks like
everybody
they
was
zone
mounted
into Sunfang Ravine.
This is where we saw people already. If you look up to the north, you see Cloudy, and to the south we have Agent Fuse caught on a ballista.
Yep. One more Grove Keeper stun and that's gone.
Yeah, that's caught.
I'm gonna see if they actually claim that. Did it trash? Nope, it did not trash. Ambitions looted himself a ballista. So that's one battle mount gone for PoE for, it seems like no reason at all. I'm pretty sure if they held the territory position that they were in the last zone, they probably would have been able to fight this Squawk group that came in. I'm not sure. Weird. I'm gonna quickly hop off and go check the other maps real quick.
Okay.
Because I don't really want to keep watching these.
Yeah, we don't want to. I want to see what the other guys not in PoE and Squawk are doing. We were trying to find some of them earlier today, and those matches ended fairly quickly.
Yep. What is this? Take care. Whole of 1941 Alliance. Okay. Where are they heading? Let's have a look.
Who do you got for a name?
No name at the moment.
Wait a second. Did we just miss the destruction of the Timber Top Dale hideout?
Yep, it looks like we did, and it looks like that's why 1941 just showed up a little bit too late to save that. Trying to find.
Oh, hop onto Relgok. REL. Yeah, we have him in the chat already. He's one of Arch. He's on the Fallen. It's Title and Arch currently going at it in Dry Vein Oasis, and it's a massive fight here. You got to get over here. We finally have some action that is not the same 4 guys. Ooh, nice engagement by Title.
Here we go. Nice. What do we got? We got a Command Mammoth on the field as well. Okay.
We've got a real fight here on our hands, boys. Remember, this is Arch, the guys who completely deleted Commissariat. Oh, but somebody got deleted up north. All I see are empty bars to the northwest. That's never a good sign.
Arch currently have a 26% debuff right now. Surf looks like they're holding their ground though. Those tanks just at that damage, hardly any output, even though so many spells were dropped on those tanks there, and it looks like Surf go in for their re-engagement here. I think they absolutely just demolished their Archer's front line there.
Well, it is currently 16 to 23 in percentage, so These guys are fighting uphill against larger numbers, but when you're fighting against Arch, you expect that.
Yep, and
Go
that's
Mighty
the last thing
Frogs,
that
yeah.
you want to see is someone running away and mounting up, even though you're outnumbering the adversary. Please, not like this, Arch. Please. Are you serious?
He's serious. They just.
Oh my god.
They just tapped. They just got
Wow.
into like a minute into the first round, got punched in the nose, realized they're not into fighting, and said, "I'm going to dentistry."
Bogo, if you wanted to, I don't know if you wanted to just like free roam this, but it's if you look into Dry Vein Oasis just to the northwest, it's just Arch and Surf, and it's just Arch bodies falling left, right, and center.
I was on Rust 32, and I think he survived that little engage in the south of the map there, as one of the only people that I saw from Arch. There I still see
Yeah,
no
that
Mudzik running
blob
away,
is just,
but
yeah, it's just like
when all your tanks just run away in different directions and all mount up, you hope it was the call, but it's Arch, so you don't really know.
Yeah, I think it's like a chain reaction, right? It's like one person sees someone mounting up and leaving after like you just watch like 20 people die, and then he's like, okay, he's mounting up, I'm going to mount up, and then he's like, all right, we out. It's just a chain reaction from then on. But I don't know. I expected better from Arch.
What's gonna happen to Arch when it's capped at 300?
How
do they work together? How do they work together in any way, shape, and form when they have to use communication, like to tell each other what to do without running each other over?
I don't want to be that guy, but I gotta say it. I don't think Arch are gonna even survive after the Alliance update change.
Oh god.
It's still a test. It's still a test. It's still a.
Yeah, but I.
If you wanted to hop over to, give me a second. Let me find a name. I got one. I'm not even gonna pronounce.
It's gonna be interesting to see how this works, man. I'm kind of like, it's just very.
So we got
scary, right? I mean, that's the way you look at it. But it could be the greatest thing since sliced bread.
So it looks like 1941 here. Fully masked up for this, and they couldn't defend their hideout in the zone northwest. So instead, they come and destroy this Lions Alliance hideout, which is currently in construction phase. As a
construction phase. It says on the map it has 2 defender points, but if it's in construction phase 3, that means it was placed yesterday.
Oh, actually, hold on.
There's some battle.
There's action.
Southeast.
I got
Southwest.
a name. Name in the chat real quick.
Roll.
On him.
Yep, on him as well. It's like they're gonna this territory here is one of the hardest ones to break defense on. So the attacker's at a massive disadvantage on this map. What's the tower level? Level 2. So guards aren't that buffed, but they're still a pain for any healer in the back. I don't know if Lions is going to hold the defense here or not. They do have quite a few on the wall here, and their territory defense is enabled, so the lasers are up, and so is the mage. They just need to group up here and try and fight back against 1941, as letting them come in and grab this open area here, so they have their platform to the south of them. That is really nice to hold. And then obviously this open area here lets them move around this territory a lot easier. Lions need to get a group to maybe flank out from the north of the tower, because there is a little tiny opening that you can leave from, and come around the back, and then maybe try and sandwich this 1941 group, as there's only 2 ways. The current vision that you see here on the east, and there's the exact same entrance on the west. for this territory, and that's it. That's all you got to leave from the current position that they're in. So if Lions can try and figure out what they want to do here, they could easily sandwich this 1941 group. But I think that we're not even going to see anything, maybe. Let me look at the tower.
Do we have any numbers for Lions, or is it...
Lions is currently sitting at 12%, and they just all mounted up and ran Northwest Gate. They left through that little tiny choke that I was talking
like,
about.
Nope, we're done.
Yep, they're out.
Yep.
And what is
Take Care
also
is taking
out...
a lot of damage as they run past that. That might have been the point to turn while all these guys are at, 20 and 30% from that mage.
So also while that was happening, the hideout was destroyed as well.
We're getting the local chat is going off. Different types of animals are being discussed, mostly rats.
Ah, nice.
I think you should have said mice.
Mice.
Big
Mice?
Or no, what's
mice
the
and rats are
family
different.
name of mice?
Rodents.
Rodents? Rodents, yeah.
Yeah. And not
And
rhododendron.
felines.
That's like oh, those poor lions.
Lions really could like fight this if they really wanted to.
They can't now.
They have the territory in the next zone, plus their hideouts right
yes,
here.
in the next zone. I was like, not here.
Yeah,
Not here.
definitely not there. I was
Not
sorry.
here. This is
jumping
a
ahead.
bad spot. Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say if you can't come through on gate anymore. Like coming through on the gate is just a bad idea. The only way you can survive a coming through on the gate situation is if the other team is late and you've already got cluster queue in effect and you're all popping through together in that one tiny spot with bubble. Like that's the only time gate works. Every other time it's a massacre at the moment.
It looks like they're going into the hideout. Some are going to territory. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's a scatter, man. I don't know if this is unless they're going to hideout to change gear.
Maybe. And maybe just like as a grouping point, maybe. Because they did lose quite a few people. Maybe returning, like the returning group is in there.
True.
But 1941 is approaching the hideout.
So. On top of this, yeah, they're going to be here in just moments. This is not the time to be deciding if you're grouping up or fighting.
Yeah, there's a group of lions on the actual territory as well, about 10 to 15.
Go play in yellow zones. Rough. What kind of...
Yeah.
Wow.
Nope, it looks like Lions is out of here.
Yeah, I would think that they're running inside, and the people who are dying right now are the guys who are caught. Too slow. Yep, Roll is on top of the hideout. I see no lions anywhere.
Nope.
This is...
I'll quickly bounce for a couple of our zones real quick. This one was a... Surprised I didn't see any sun out and about.
It looks like River Cops is once again changing hands as Syndic and the boys are now taking the tower to declare an attack for tomorrow on this tower. Unless, did they already have an attack on this one? I can't see my arrow is right on top of it. Nope. There was not a battle already declared. They could be canceling one somewhere else, I believe. What is going on in River Copes, Pat?
It was I really wanted to see a lot more of Tidal and Sun, but I just couldn't find them. It seemed like maybe I know Arch had a massive force. We're talking
Huge,
like
yeah.
two tier 4, maybe tier 5 blobs at least, like split in like that little corner of the map.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Sun was like, well, we can't fight that. That's too much for us. And backed off, but they There is attacks launched tomorrow for the 1800 territories again.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep, driving cross and whatnot already.
Driving cross, Oasis, and Spring Sump
Plain.
Wetland.
Driving Plain as well. But that's coming up sooner than that. Never mind. It's not 18, that's 15. Spring Sump Wetland, also 18, attacking by Sun tomorrow as well. So there's a lot of them tomorrow, 18 by Sun. Once again, really wish we had caught some of them. The only thing we saw really was that Arch versus Title.
That didn't really last that long.
No, it did not. It did not. It was a wreck fest.
Yeah. But I think overall it was nice to see the outer ring groups fighting. Mm-hmm. And tomorrow it looks like same thing. So hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get some more good content from those boys. Hopefully, like as the fight starts and not towards the end. But I think that's it. I think that's it for now. I can't see much else on the map.
Yeah, I'm hopping around to like places where the attacks were declared for, tomorrow. See if there's any fights still going on, and it looks like nope. So far, everything seems to be fine. Black Flag has secured their territories and gone home.
Yeah. It's like not much really happened. Maybe we saw 2 hideouts get destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
That was about it. A couple of ZVCs, and it's like territories just exchange hands. And maybe tomorrow is when the action comes out for the hideout defense.
That was
It's going to be interesting keeping an eye on that northern tip of the map, because 1941 are pushing hard into that whole zone now.
1941 really has expanded, and I keep thinking, somebody's gonna be able to use the fact that they're so large against them, but it doesn't seem like it. They're just doing well. I mean, maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe they are strong enough to defend the entire Western Hemisphere.
Yeah,
I mean, they do have it. They are from Arch at about 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, all the way around right now. They have a quarter of the continent. That is the most anyone has, with probably PoE coming in second, and they don't have that much. That's impressive. Squawk's number, territories have decreased. I mean, they still have, I don't know, Squawk might still have 20% more than, yeah, Squawk still has quite a bit.
Yeah. It's like Tea Party's going to be feeling the brunt force of 1941 tomorrow, so that solo guild is going to be getting crushed by a mega alliance.
So I guess we could talk about this again real quick. What do you think this is going to do to these mega alliances? Who do you think is going to split up the most? Who do you think is going to split up the least? I mean, we've already kind of stated we think Arch will split up the most.
Yeah, I think Arch are probably the ones that are going to take the massive hit, right? We're talking, how many do they have in their alliance right now? It's something like 5,000.
Yeah, I want to say 5,000, but I don't know off the top of my head. I'll have to look at it.
But oh, here we go. Arch. They have 6,304 total members in their alliance right now. There's no way in hell that they can nap that, and a lot of the people in Arch are like newer players, not like fully experienced veterans. So when you're in a ZVZ and you're on the battlefield, red is pretty much dead. You're not gonna think, oh, it's that guild from blah blah blah. He's in a nap of us. Can't attack him. I think Arch are gonna take the big hit there. PoE, extremely well organized when it comes to naps. They know what they're doing. Their leadership knows what they're doing. Same with Squawk. Let's be real here. Squawk know what they're doing.
Didn't you just tell me that once this was announced, Shiro had a lot to say?
Shiro is a wild horse. I don't want to go into too much detail because it's
about a little bit of what he had to say. I mean, you can leave out a lot of words. I mean, there's still going to be a lot left. For those who don't know about Shiro's typing style.
So Shiro's typing style is this: 1, maybe 2 words if you're lucky per line. So it will be when he saw the announcement in our embassy chat, it was 100 lines of text instead of having it condensed down into 1 sentence.
Mm-hmm.
And it was along the lines of conflict, you're dead, insert vulgar language on top of that. Aggressor, you're dead, insert vulgar language on top of that. All castle loot's mine, all castle points are mine. Blue army, you can go beep, 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 beep.
Wow.
But we all know Shiro's joking, but at the same time he's not.
He's not.
You know,
he's just like, he's letting you know ahead of time nicely that it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. And he's going for the castles, and if you show up there, you better already have your diplomacy figured out, or we're fighting. Because Shiro was dropping alliance over guys looking at him funny.
Exactly.
Like, he was like, those conflict guys are just standing there around there not doing anything. Quick, drop alliance, murder them. Murder them all. I think they're spies.
But yeah, it's like what, like, if anybody else in this whole entire game has someone in their alliance that's a GM like Shiro, they know it's going to be extremely hard to like organize and keep that nap in place. But I think SBI are right. This is going to help a lot of the smaller guilds stay together and like grow slowly.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens when those small guilds, right? They're going to grow slowly over time. What happens when they hit that 300 player limit? They can't recruit anymore. But a guild might have, say, 80 players, but they can't bring anybody else into their guild now because their alliance is capped. They can't grow. They can't grow into a bigger, better guild or a solo guild because they're trapped in the alliance size cap of 300.
Well, my worry about that is the activity levels. Is like, you have people whose activity levels wane, and when you start getting to that 260 mark, 270 as players, and you start having to go weed out your inactive players, that's where I worry about some of the smaller groups, to be honest. Like, I don't worry about like that they're going to be stopped from growing. My worry is that the thing that stops them from growing is that they are used to playing in a certain way, and now you have to kick people, and that kind of gameplay is something that we've always feared. This elitist gameplay deciding who gets to be in the guild. Nobody wants to get kicked out because you're just not active enough or not good enough to be in the guild when all your friends are in that guild, and you're just being pushed out because there's a limit. But at the same time, I think that for a lot of these mid-tier guilds, it could really just lead to more content. And as a test phase, that's what I look at this. This is a test phase. I wish this test happened earlier. To be honest, the timing is a little concerning for me because of everybody, really spent all this time on alliances recently to be ready for Queen. But I think it's necessary to do something. And like I said before, if you're gonna pull off a Band-Aid, do it quickly, and don't go slowly and rip off each individual hair. Bogul, it sounded like you had something to say.
No, I was just wondering what I do with my 30 alts.
See, that's another thing, right? Like, where are all these alts gonna go?
Where have all the good alts gone?
Unless SBI make it so it's an account in a guild instead of a character in a guild, which I think is probably the best way that they could fix that problem.
Yeah, I just don't know what the logistics of that are.
Yeah, that could be real tough.
Yeah, we don't know. I'm interested to see what effects this has over a month or two until the end of the season, because the way that letter sounded to me is that they're going to collect the data and then come up with something else based on that data.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people, like, I've heard people who I know play the game forever saying, I'm going to quit. This is too hard. Hang my head in shame. Guy, it's a season. It's to see how this affects the game. We've had seasons that were out of whack before. We've had seasons that, you know, you had to do certain style of gameplay before. It's just the season. It's the season of the rat. Nobody trusts anybody anymore. That's the way I'm thinking about it. That's the way I'm going to sell it. It's the season of the rat. Like, do you remember when Robin Hooders robbed Money Guild?
All right, dude. Why you got to bring that up? I know it's like probably my proudest moment, but still,
it's the gods of the world do, and that feeling has permeated all the GMs of the world's minds right now, and it's just the feeling we all have. And you know what? They said no more. I don't trust anybody. 300, no money more, nobody more. And so that's where we are. It's the giant gods of Albion have made everybody feel like everybody's going to rob them. There's no trust. Alliances are crumbling. That's my lore version. Season of the Rat.
You know what's also really interesting?
Cryon is back.
Not that. Definitely not that. It's like you said, like it's gonna change. Like going back onto like the alliance change here. You said like a lot of guilds prepped their alliances like pre-Queen, right? Mm-hmm. There was a build-up. Everyone knew what was coming. Everybody knew it was going to be ZVZ focused. Everyone prepped for that and got all these big ZVZ guilds together. But when you take away the alliance and you go back to a single guild, yeah, you can have a couple guilds on the map, but like in a nap style and everyone's red, but the way your Zerg, so like your own guild Zerg performs and plays is going to be completely different to what you currently have right now. Because right now you're playing with your alliance, you're playing with multiple flank groups, multiple different composition groups, multiple different battle mounts. You're not going to be seeing like what we see up to maybe 10, maybe 15 battle mounts on the field in one ZVZ at the moment. Mm-hmm. You ain't going to see that when this change comes in. You're going to see maybe one command mammoth, maybe one beetle, and maybe one ballista, and that's it. Like whole ZVZ composition changes because of this.
That's something it's going to be interesting. That's another thing that you're mentioning there is that like these battle mammoths and honestly the cost of ZVZs has gotten really, really high. And I wonder if this change will lower that cost a little bit for some of these guilds. Like part of the reason it's so hard to participate in these is because they're so big. They require the battle mounts, the cost of battle mounts. You lose 3 ZVZs with battle mounts and you're a medium tier guild. Oof, you feel that. You feel that sting pretty quick. Even if you're just bringing out ballista to deal with the other people's battle mounts, you're going to feel that real quick. You can't just lose these things. Exactly. But if you reduce the size so you only need like 2 battle mounts, 1 battle mount, you know, having one on the field is rare again. Reduce the cost of ZVZs, get the fights to be more localized so you have the group fighting the 2 areas next door instead of running 4 and 5 tiles. I hope this, like, one thing I've been hoping we would see and we haven't really seen yet is people living in their territories and playing in their territories. Maybe it's because I follow a lot of high tier guilds that don't need to do a lot of playing and they only seem to be showing up now for ZVZs. And what they're doing is to get content, they're showing up every hour on the hour or every 3 hours to do the ZVZs and then showing up on the off hours to do castles. And they're playing for long periods of time, but the only thing they're doing is ZVZ. That's the only content that they're getting. And so they're not really living in their zones. They're running from their home to somebody else's territory to take it down or take it on or go find the fighting content. And I wonder if reducing the size of these alliances and groups might, start to get people to live more in their area. I don't know. Maybe you won't have to go as far for content. Maybe Shiro will start fighting conflict. And once Shiro starts fighting conflict, maybe Sex with X says, well, I'm going to go fight Shiro because that's not right. That's not their time zone. Stop it. And then he comes in to start fighting them. And then Mojo's like, are you kidding me, Artista? You can't go after Shiro. That's my boy. And then you have like 2 shades of blue fighting each other. It could happen. Who knows?
Exactly. Who like you said, who knows? Anything can really happen with this. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. And one thing nobody's mentioning, but SBI said that's coming, is the disarray Zerg debuff is getting buffed.
It's changing so that even
It's
medium
changing.
tier groups are going to feel the pain. Is that
I
what they
don't.
said?
I don't know. I know the poll went out for it,
Well,
but
we'll see. We'll see when we can.
they haven't
I'll go read
confirmed
that.
it. Yeah.
They said changes so that it was going to affect more. I don't know in what direction yet. We'll go take a look at it again in between shows. But we got to go get ready for the next show, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We always appreciate when you watch our ZVZs. We had some interesting content. Could have had a little bit more. Hopefully tomorrow we will have some more. I think people are a little stunned right now. Everybody's got a little bit of the disarray debuff. They're like, no more alliances. Do I fight with these guys? Do I trust them? How do I trust them? I can't trust them. They're like, yeah, it's the season of the rat. It's starting already. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until next time, keep it classy, Albion.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you in, 10 minutes?
15 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes. We'll be back. Yeah.
All right. 19 UTC. Bye.